go. I think we're working now. Hold on. Hey, everyone. You can't hear Josh yet, so just give me a second. Let me get transitioned over here. How's everybody doing today? Hello. All right. No, they can't. They still can't hear you. We're just gonna leave Josh off. We don't need him. Yeah. Hold on a second. There we. Maybe now. Try Josh.
Hello.
Yeah. There it is. They can hear you.
Nailed it.
There. Exactly. Exactly. Welcome, everybody, to episode, we think it's 20, maybe, possibly.
Could be, might not be. Could
You
be
know,
21. Could be 19. Who the hell
we're,
knows?
we don't know. It's been a minute. We took a small hiatus. Somebody had finals. Then there was a holiday. And then there was just weeks of stuff. So, but we're back. We're back. You happy to be here,
I mean,
Josh?
God forbid,
Maybe.
we have lives of our own.
No, none of that. It's like, you know, I mean, if we were elected to this position, it might be different, right? We were actually getting paid for it. Maybe be a little different.
Well, I don't even know if being paid for it would even move the scale for me. Um, I maybe if we were affecting change, like if we were making things better for people, I I suppose. Uh, maybe that'd do it for me. Well,
I don't know.
I'm 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 just thinking out loud here.
I'm thinking if we were necessarily getting paid to do this, there would probably be a little bit more people involved. I would think.
I don't know.
I think
I
that if for that to happen, for us to be able to make money off this, there would have to be a few more people
I
involved in it.
I think of money as a construct now, like
Oh
of
God.
just
Oh geez. Okay, so moving on. What we're going to do is money as a construct. Yes.
it's just something I
Money
something I
has
use to from time to time to get the
what
things that I want.
exactly. Yeah, it is effectively if we want to okay, wait, this is not oh wait, what's going on here? It effectively is just a tool. It is not anything that has any quote unquote intrinsic value, right?
No, it does
Does not
not.
this does not have any intrinsic value.
And it seems to be less and less appealing to me as I get old.
You know, if you have enough of it to be able to say that, I guess you could be that could be true.
My- I have a lot of the things that I want, or
There you go.
yeah, and so
See,
I
that
am
works.
I am comfortable.
That is a good thing. Where
I think there's
and
a lot of people out there that don't like, and I
this
feel
is true.
I guess I feel shitty for saying that. Hmm.
All right. So wait a second here. We need to hold on.
I'm looking at the podcast and I'm not seeing, or the Twitch stream, and I'm not actually seeing us up live.
Well, you need to refresh, sir.
Oh, oh,
You
there it
you
is.
need to refresh.
Yeah.
We are
God, I
actually
look,
here.
God, I look terrible.
Tell us how you really feel, Josh.
Yeah.
What's really
uh,
going on?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't know if anybody read the title. Did you? I didn't read the title. What are we doing? We are reviewing our Article
you
2
didn't
draft.
even tell me. Oh, review of UACR
Yeah,
Article 2 draft.
Yes.
Let's do
So
this.
we went through Article 2 a few weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. I don't know. Weeks ago, we went through Article 2. You want to give a rundown of what Article 2 is, Josh?
I
Do you remember?
believe it is about the executive branch and
Yep.
the powers they have, and hopefully the powers they don't,
Yeah.
and uh, trying to stop the political powers that be from having a king. That is, or at least in thinking about the current political climate in
Yeah.
general,
Yeah. So
where it keeps edging towards
yeah.
that cliff. I Who the fuck knows if we've actually gone off of it.
So so if we look at it from what our government is, a three tricameral sort of government, the pyramid or whatever. You have the you have the legislative branch, which creates the laws. You have the executive branch, which executes the laws, and then you have the legislative branch, or sorry, not legislative, the judicial branch, which kind of interprets the laws per se, right?
Mm,
So we did legislative already. Now we're doing the executive. They're supposed to execute the laws. It is their job to uphold the laws that are created by Congress, right? And sort of to guide and meander our country through, navigate the world per se. Um,
mm.
you know, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Have you seen Hamilton the musical
Yeah, yeah. I went and saw it I actually saw it during COVID.
during COVID?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I went and saw it this past Wednesday. Was there just a
yeah.
pretty pretty cool stuff. Like I don't know, pretty
Very
intense.
well done. I will say that it is
Yeah,
a very fine piece of musical theater.
and there was one part that kind of stuck out to me, especially in our the way things are going. Um, was near the end. Well, I don't want to say it was near the end, but it was the part where Hamilton was the U.S. Treasurer. He was the head of the Treasury, and he
Hmm.
was working. He was essentially Washington's right hand man, right? And
Sure.
there's a part where Washington gets a letter from Jefferson saying that he is stepping down because he intends to run for president.
Hmm.
Do you remember that part in it?
No, not specifically, but I mean, historically, it makes sense.
And Hamilton argued, said, "Well, that's fine. You can beat Jefferson. People are going to vote for you. There's no way Jefferson can beat you." Telling this to George, and George is like, "No, no, I'm good. We're done. It's time for me to step down. Time for me to show that we need to move on. We need to." I don't know how. There's a song that's associated with it. I don't know what. Um, Hamilton musical.
Well, the idea that that a man with so much power and like so
One
many
last,
resources
one last time.
available.
Yeah, go ahead.
I,
Sorry.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, is that actually true? Like, is that actually the way it went down historically? Um, that this person was looking at all the power that he had, and he's like, I I don't want it. Like, I want somebody else in there. Like I want new ideas. I want new things. Um, I want somebody else to take the reins. I mean, I feel like even in today's world, that is a novel idea. Um,
So so he originally was going to retire at the end of his first term. But because of Hamilton and Jefferson, because of their heated disputes, he felt that it would be really bad if he didn't mediate, if he didn't stay and sort of be that sort of thing that held everything together, that rock that held kept things moving forward. Um, so when he was doing after his second term, he took the original one that was prepared by Madison in 1792, and he used Hamilton's help to rewrite it for the second for his the end of his second term.
Wait, what did he rewrite?
James Madison originally prepared the first draft of Washington's retirement at the end of his first term.
Okay.
And then at the end of his second term, he took that draft and, with Hamilton's help, rewrote it.
Okay.
And that's what he used that farewell address to announce that he would not be seeking a third term. Um, but it's one last time was the song, and essentially what it was is he's like, look, we need to move on. We have to show that even though we have the strength and we have the ability to do this, we need to show that we can move on. We want one last time. So it's the last paragraphs of the address are sang aloud by George Washington and Hamilton in one last time. Um, let's see. Though in reviewing the incidents of my administration, I am unconscious of intentional error. I am nevertheless too sensible of my defects not to think it probable that I may have committed many errors. Whatever they may be, I fervently beseech the Almighty to avert or mitigate the evils to which they may tend. I shall also carry with me the hope that my country will never cease to view them with indulgence, and that after 45 years of my life dedicated to its service with an upright zeal, the faults of incompetent abilities will be consigned to oblivion, as myself must soon be to the mansions of rest.
Man, I I got goosebumps from that. Like that that's a bad man right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, what's even funnier is after they did that and they announced that he wouldn't be running for a third term. Do you remember when it cut to Prince George? Like Prince
Yeah,
George in
yeah,
in the
like
Hamilton thing.
and it was like kind of Prince George like fading away.
Well,
What
well,
am I
yeah, when
thinking
he
about that right?
well when he comes out and Prince George was like sort of the comical relief throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
But it was funny. He came up. He's like, "What do you mean Washington's not? You mean he's stepping down? Oh, well, the country's going to come back to us because now that there isn't anybody to lead it, because who, Hamilton, Jefferson? Oh, Jefferson's been in France for however long. He doesn't know how to run a country. Like, it's just so funny that you take a person of Washington's stature, of the power that he essentially held with everybody, and sort of reverence, and he's just like, "Nah, we need to move on. Like this is it for me. We need to move on as a country." And it's like watching it, like it was pretty cool. It was really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing. But
Yeah, for a person, like I said, for a person to have that kind of power and to be able to look at it and be like, "Hey, not only not only have I made some mistakes, but some of those mistakes might be um, inconsolable
Yeah,
for some portion or some part of the populace, but and then to be like, I'm not going to try and remediate that. I'm not going to try and fix that. Like I want somebody else to come in and
yeah.
uh, and try something new. Dude, I'm just wondering, like, where is that sentiment today? Where, like,
I will say
what
we
what have we lost? What have we, or I mean, or that is just a great man in in history
I
that was willing to walk away, willing to do that. Um,
oh yeah,
and those people are just few and far between.
they are. And it's one of those things, and that's what we've talked about so much. Um, you can put all these guardrails up, but it doesn't matter if the person is not doing this for civic responsibility. They're not doing it for the people. If they're doing it just to enrich themselves, you're always going to have problems. You're never going to get the type of Washington could have been the United States king of the U.S. He could have, if he wanted
Yeah,
to. They
absolutely.
wanted him to. They asked him to be.
Yeah, they're like, hey man, do this for us.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
mean, like,
you could
hey,
do this.
yeah, can we get another 5, 10, 15 years out of
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
And
Um,
he was like, nah, I'm out.
nah, we set this up. We're good. Peace. No, no,
Yeah.
and there's one part, and there's one part in the song, and it's I think it's the next section. But he basically says, I want to be part of the people now. I want to be part of the people that gets to I don't want to say take advantage, but gets to live free and enjoy the freedom that we have set up for them. I want to be part of that populace that, you know, lives every day and whatever. I don't want to, I've done this for 45 years. I've dedicated 45 years of my life to the quote unquote government thing, whether it's through the war or whatever. I want
Well,
to
and
be
like
a person,
creating something
a
that
citizen.
was brand new
Yep,
and and novel,
exactly.
and then yeah, and then he wanted to be a, and then he just wanted to be a member of it. Like he just wanted to see what happened.
A citizen.
Like yeah, he just wanted he wanted to enjoy the fruits of what he had uh, what he had been a part of
Exactly.
of creating.
Oh yeah. But it's crazy that, like you said, that he did that. That he gave that power up. I'm gonna transition now. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man. It didn't pull up the browser. Hold on. Hold on. We got it. We got it. Boom. So we got it here. I got the draft. So I took a few liberties, and I'm sure that you can yell at me later for things, but we got to discuss this stuff. Um, so I know that. So me and Josh talked offline about most of this, and the biggest. I want to say one of the biggest. This is a good segue into the review of our article too. Um, One of the bigger things was one how the person is going to be elected, and we went through different iterations, but we also have to adhere to what we set up in the first article, which was you have to have traceable paper ballots. You have to have physical ballots that you can count. So you can't do everything electronically. You have to have those paper ballots. Um, and I don't want to say paper, but in what is it, infungible, or you have to have a physical
Yeah,
medium of
yeah.
something
Yeah, you would have to have non fungible tokens for all of it, and I
in
mean,
some
I'm
sort of
thinking about
way,
that.
a physical ballot.
Yeah, yeah. Something that cannot be altered electronically.
Yeah,
Um, which we both know, uh,
Never
anything
happens.
that you
Okay.
anything you do electronically can be undone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Heresy.
I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm talking about ever. Uh,
Heresy, man. That's
yeah.
I can't believe that.
I
So
mean, it's fucking wild to think about the idea that like marking something in pencil or pen on a ballot is like that's the only way. I mean, they're like
well, I mean, we
I would,
could go back to stone tablets and chisels.
but I mean, like in this electronic age that we're living in, this crazy freaking age, that there is not a way to etch onto a hard drive, like somewhere
That
where
can't be
it cannot.
changed.
What's that?
I said that can't be changed. Something that
Yeah,
is physical that cannot be changed by
yeah.
somebody, on another part of the world.
And I like, and that just made me think. Like we used to when I worked at the data center at Sutter Health. Like we used to drill holes,
Mm-hmm.
or not me personally, but
Yeah.
like other people used to drill holes into platters on
Yep.
hard drives.
Yep.
Um, and I suppose that that can be done. The ballots can be destroyed. They can be hidden. They all that stuff. And I'm just trying to think of what is the electronic equivalent of somebody going and putting on a piece of paper. This is who I'm voting. This is who I'm
Well,
voting for.
so this is what's funny. I was you know the whole blockchain thing,
Yeah,
Bitcoin. The whole thing was supposed to be.
which I think is asinine at this point because two or three major data centers now could get together and be like, hey, you want to change the blockchain? Like you want to modify it?
Well,
Like
well,
it's not decentralized anymore. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, the whole thing was that is like you could have a wallet, and you were supposed to be able to trace everywhere that Bitcoin went. You were supposed to
Yeah,
be able to follow the history of the
you,
Bitcoin and
yeah.
where it went and
You
what happened
should,
to it,
yeah, and
right?
you should still be able to do that. Like I think you
So,
can.
hey, and we both worked in ransomware. One of the reasons, and they state this, one of the reasons why, um, whatever you want to go, the companies that do the ransomware, or third parties, the bad people, whatever you want to call them, the reason they ask for payment in Bitcoin is because it's harder to trace.
Well, because you're talking about numbers and like and at the end of the day, a hash and a key that they can't necessarily. Hmm,
It can be
yeah.
traced. It can be traced, but the problem is you don't know who holds the wallet.
Yes. That. Yeah. That's
That
the thing.
is that is the problem. Like you can't trace
Right.
a dollar bill. You give a dollar, like you can't trace where a
What?
dollar bill's been.
Well, and you can't trace you can't trace each wallet. So as it goes from wallet to wallet to wallet, you can't trace. You
You
don't know
can't
who's
trace where the
holding.
wallet is, but you can trace where it's been. You can see
Yeah,
where it has moved
but
to.
you don't know who's actually holding the wallet.
Correct. That is the thing.
Yeah,
Whereas if you did like a wire transfer between banks, well, you have to have an account holder at the bank
yeah.
in order to get the money.
Hmm.
Versus you don't like an account holder on the blockchain is just an address. You don't know where
But
that address is. It could
sure,
be in
but
China, it could be in South Africa, it could be in England, it could be in, you know, Washington State.
yeah,
You don't
but
know. There's no geo. I don't think there's any like geo locking or
no,
geocoding or
no,
anything on any of the wallets.
not on that hash. No,
Yeah,
the hash to the key. No, absolutely not. And that's done purposefully. But I
correct.
feel like you could have a blockchain where the hash is like the person's name, their date of birth, their
Yeah, but yeah,
like let's go
you can fake all that. You can fake all that shit. you can make it up. You can make up whatever you want. The thing is the money
But
can
I
be
but I
there.
but I feel
The
like there's enough information where you could make it so it would be incredibly difficult to fake all that.
well, well, the whole I think the whole point of it is
And then you could put some kind of multi-factor authentication with it to where it's like, hey, you can't make any update to this blockchain without authenticating with your phone or with some other device.
but again, but that doesn't matter because it doesn't matter until you try to convert it out of blockchain into currency. That is
I'm
that's
talking more for along the lines of voting.
no,
That's
well,
what I'm
I'm
thinking.
talking about more along the lines of money on that part. As far as voting, I don't, I don't, I'm not educated enough on what blockchain is to be able to say how voting can happen in that. I'm sure there's a
Well,
lot of people out there that are a lot smarter than me on this that can
well,
sort of
well.
matriculate that out.
As a person that's smarter than you, um,
I walked into that one.
uh,
You got me. You got me on that one.
the 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 thing that scares me about the blockchain is that if you hold 51% of the blockchain, like of the compute that's required for the blockchain,
Yeah,
you can make any changes that you want. And the whole idea was that it was going to be decentralized, and
yeah,
that was why cryptocurrency was cool, and like everybody got into it,
yeah,
and all that stuff. But the fact is that with anything that can be monetized, you um, America decided that, oh, hey, we're gonna corporatize this shit, and we're gonna make it to into an industry like anything else. And so now, like with everything else that's been corporatized in America, you have two or three companies that are running the fucking market. Like
yeah,
whether it's Cisco in networking, or it's uh, uh, or it's AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. Like those are the only three options that we have in as far as cell phones go. And so if um, two of those corporatized networks, or whatever you want to call them, get together and decide, hey, I think we should just change the blockchain. Like we should just manipulate it however we want. Like that's where the problem lies, is that
yeah,
you're talking about something that was supposed to be decentralized, and now it's been centralized in the fact that, like, we've monetized it and then we've corporatized it, and now you know there's a very small few people holding the power, or not, maybe not people, but groups of people, if that makes any sense.
which is what we always intended it to be. I mean,
Right.
dude, that's
Yes,
that's the
exactly.
central bank. That's how it always is. The people in power always have to find some way to get control over everything because if they don't have control over everything, then they don't have all the power. But
Yeah.
so
I mean, except for
in
our prime
in
example, which is Washington.
in
You
in
know,
in that
and it's like,
vein, we're
how do we get those people in power? How do we get those assholes to want to run the country or run the world? I don't
sure.
know.
Um, so in that vein,
Sure.
talking about power, we're going to segue into the whole reason we're here because somebody said that they had a time limit today,
Yes,
and
that's
and
true.
we're well into that time limit. Well into that time limit. So,
Well,
anyways,
into that time limit.
um, so what we did here, I we went through election thing and did all that. We made some changes to kind of go along with our kind of our the viewpoint that we had in Article One. Um, we went back and forth on this. Should the president serve a 4 year term? Should it be a 6 year term? Should it be an 8 year terms? 4 years or 4 years twice? Like back and forth. And we settled on a single 6-year term. And no person shall be elected. So executive power should be vested in the President of the United States. The President and Vice President shall serve a single term of 6 years. No person shall be elected to the office of President more than once. So that takes care of. Look, you get 6 years. 6 years, that's it. You don't get another option. Boom. We don't have any of this. Oh, we gotta start campaigning halfway through our first year, or halfway through our first term
You
to
do the
try to
best
get.
you can in 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. That's it. No person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 3 years of a term, which other person was elected president, shall be elected to the office of president. This takes care of the well, if something happens to the president in the middle of a term, does that person get the option? So the longest a person could run, or the longest a person could hold the office of the president is 9 years total. Right? It's a
Yeah.
6-year term, and then it has to be less than 3 years, so it would be under 9 years. So it would be just over 8 years, between 8 and 9 years, depending on when the president was, when the president of that term failed to meet their duties, whether it's because they died or for other reasons. Let's see, age requirement: 35 years old to be president. Has to be a resident of the United States for at least 15 years and shall not have reached the full retirement age established by law at the time of inauguration. That's new.
Yeah. And so,
I know that we've had a conversation about this.
yes, we have. And I'm going back over it in my head.
So the whole idea, and the biggest argument that I see with this is for people that are retired, and they say, "Hey, we don't have any representation. We've worked, we've done all this, we've put our time in. We should get representation just like everybody else. Just because we're retired doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to have someone represent us in the office, someone from our generation, from, that's our age, whatever." And my argument against that is well, you shouldn't be holding on to that. We constantly have to move forward in some way, shape, or form. And if you take somebody from that age, you could essentially have someone in one generation that, from the age of 35 to the age of 80 or 90, you could have one generation that completely runs the country for 70 years.
Yeah.
60 or 70 years. And so you're going to have that one generation. I mean, they're going to cover what? 3 generations?
Well, if a generation is 20 years,
20
yeah.
years. Yeah, 60 years. So you're going to have one generation govern 3 generations of people.
Yeah, and yeah, that in and of itself doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, that's what we have now. I mean,
Yeah.
we have it a lot.
Dude, we've got an 80, like last 2 presidents. Like we've
Yep.
got 80 plus year olds
Yeah.
that are
Nothing against the 80 plus year olds. Nothing against y'all, but
I do. Like
y'all should be
I mean,
relaxing.
but I mean that's mostly because I hate my dad.
Okay.
Like so there's that. Yeah.
That small thing. That small thing of me hating my
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah. Blank
no big
blank
deal.
that dude. I mean,
Uh,
but no, but should an 80-year-old be not telling, but be
Making
governing
rules.
policy
Yeah.
on how to on how a 15-year-old, how a 20-year-old, how a 25-year-old, I mean, and going back to what you said about the Hamilton thing, it's time to move on.
Give up
they
control.
should
Give
be,
up power. Let the
yeah,
kids
they
take
should be
it.
the ones governing, and and saying like, hey, this is how we want our country to be run, for better or for worse. Because I mean, I look at most 25-year-olds now, and I'm like you,
You're an idiot.
and I think like you're an idiot. Like, but then again, like you might be a goddamn genius. Who the hell
Yeah,
knows? Like
exactly.
fucking Mr. Beast on that
Oh,
was like this huge YouTube star,
yeah.
and now he's on Amazon Prime and he's making millions of dollars. And God bless him for it. Like,
Yeah, but
but
I don't think he should run for political office.
oh sure, I'm not talking about him specifically, but like I'm saying like just in general,
People know how
like
to work the
how
system.
yeah. Yeah, and maybe he has better ideas than I do, or that like, or that the idea that the children that we are birthing, that they are genetically better than us, like even in
Hopefully.
20 years.
Hopefully.
I
No,
like
I agree.
I think about that all the time in when I'm in class. I'm like, and I'm looking from side to side, and I'm looking at the people that I'm with, and I'm 20, 25 years older than all of them, and I'm like, and part of me is like, I'm smarter than him, I'm smarter than him, I'm smarter than her, like, but then on the other hand, I'm like, I'm not smarter than her, I'm not smarter than him, like,
they got me beat.
yeah, yeah, like.
Well, I mean, look,
I'd
it's
collaborate with her. I'd collaborate with
yeah,
him.
exactly. Well, I mean, it's just like you go to the gym. You got people that have been doing weightlifting for 20 years.
Sure.
That doesn't mean you can't have some young person come in and teach them and help them and train them and get them take all the things that you've learned in your 20 years of working out, weightlifting, whatever, and impart that knowledge on the younger so that they can achieve more sooner. But there's no reason to say like, oh, sorry, you can't participate, you're too, but I'm better than
Bro,
you.
I so there's this CrossFit competition that happened a couple weeks ago. It's called the NCC. It's like the Northern California competition or something like that.
Yeah.
And and it's a CrossFit thing. I I watched the elites perform, and I was absolutely fucking blown away by what these people could do. Like
I
you
believe it.
have the guys that are the and I watched the weightlifting competition, and they start at 285 pounds of a clean and jerk. And I don't know if everybody knows what a clean is, but it's basically like off the ground, and then you pull it up, and then you throw it up on your shoulders, and then the jerk is that you then
Yeah.
throw it up like that. 285 pounds these dudes started off with.
You can't
Girls,
you can't do that? You can't do 280?
no. Like I have a bad shoulder. I have a bad back. Like
Oh,
I
blame it on your body. Okay, yeah, I see
yeah.
how it is.
Yeah, no. Seriously, fuck my body. Like um and even if I didn't have those bad things, like I probably would not be able to throw up 285 pounds above my head. Like Jesus. And that's where they started. They ended at 345, by the
Jeez.
way.
That's crazy.
And then the girls started at 220. And like I can't even put up 220 on a jerk. Like, and I'm like, these women are absolutely insane.
Um,
And then on top of it, like we're watching this girl, and she's trying to get it up, like, and she gets the clean, and then she's going through it, and like the first time she fails, the and she throws it down. The second time, she literally pissed herself, like getting this weight up, like, and I'm
you
just
think you
like
would do that
that,
before?
huh?
You think you would go and
Yeah.
make
Well, women,
no.
you have kids, like like
Man, I wouldn't
some
even
things
say it's
go
a gender
sideways,
thing.
like you know,
Guys can do it too.
yeah. Sure.
You're putting enough pressure, you're squeezing them muscles tight enough. Man, you're just trying to get it done.
My point is like I was looking at this 30-year-old woman who may or may not have had kids,
Yep.
and then she is doing like her like I don't think she could have given anything else. Like she had
Yeah.
nothing left
Yeah.
to put this weight up. And I think that's something for young people, right?
Oh yeah.
Like or eh, and she did not give a fuck. And I was like, dude, that is a bad bitch right there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I
Oh
fucking
yeah.
love that. Like the ability, not the ability, but the willingness
The
to
perseverance. Yeah.
yeah,
The mindset.
eh, yeah. And
Hmm.
that lasts through generations, but I think it's a game
Young and
for the
hungry.
young.
Young and
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah,
So that's like full retirement age. We've gone back and forth. You could do like, okay, well, what is the full retirement age of Social Security? You say 67. I
yeah. But
didn't.
we're not going to do that because that changes. I believe is what
Well,
we
that
decide.
was the whole thing, and that's why we have the full retirement age established by law. So Congress has
Yeah.
the ability to change. Like as we as we progress through time, humans are going to have the ability to live longer. How so it's going to change. It's going to move. So we didn't
Well,
want to
I'm going to
limit
live
it
forever.
to.
So I mean,
We didn't want to limit it to one particular thing, but there should be a cap.
yeah,
At some
agreed.
point, and I think the retirement age, if you're not working in, like, if you're in retirement age and you're supposed to be retired, and it's not, or I don't even want to say supposed, because the way our country's going, even people that are supposed to be retired have to work in order to make ends meet.
Well, like
um
I said, my dad's 78 and he still runs a successful accounting business. I think we were talking about that earlier.
exactly,
Yeah,
which is
he,
fine in the private
he's got it
sector.
figured out.
Yeah, which is fine in the private sector, but I think in the public sector, for what we're doing, I think that, maybe, and the whole representation thing, find somebody that supports your values that is of younger age. I mean, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
come on.
I mean, there's enough.
There's enough people out
There,
there.
like it's a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if a age really matters as far as that go. I mean, we should be taking care of our old,
Well,
like our elderly anyway. Like I mean, I have my own thoughts and ideas
well,
about that, like and how
well.
we
That's one of the what is it? It's one of the signs of a society, of how they treat their elderly and their young.
well, and their animals.
Okay, throw the animals in there. I
Oh,
mean,
come on, man. My dog's sitting out here barking. Come on. Like, give it to me.
you got to go beat him. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Well, I'm gonna spray him with some water here in a
There
second.
you go. He's hot, right? You need to cool him down.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's
Okay.
so hot.
Uh, anyway, so that was one of those things. Are you against it or not? There needs to be at times like, hey, there should be a certain number of generations, in my opinion, that are running the country. It should be possibly the working generations, the people that are actually making things happen from a working perspective, that are the ones that are making the country move forward. I'm not saying that older people don't. I'm just saying it's less likely. Anyways, you guys should be enjoying your golden years. My
Yeah.
opinion.
I
You
think
know,
it's directionally correct
we
to
should
say
be, yeah, we should be the ones doing
that
the work.
young people should be the ones making the decisions and
Yeah,
deciding where things go.
exactly. Um, so vice president has to meet the same qualifications. For purposes of this article, resident within the United States includes residents in the several states, the federal district, and the recognized lands of any tribal nation recognized by the United States, and any territory or possession under the sovereignty of the United States. This means Puerto Rico. This means all of your tribal lands. This means Guam. All of the things that are quote unquote owned by the United States and run by the United States, but aren't. Yeah, so resident within the United States includes all of those territories. Shall not be deemed interrupted by service abroad in the armed forces, diplomatic service, or other public service on behalf of the United States. Got to throw that in there. President shall receive compensation for services which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the term of which the president has been elected. President shall not receive any other emolument from the United States, any state, or any foreign state during that term. This is in. This is already in the Constitution under Article 2. That stuff's already there. This is new for the purposes of residents of the United States. That's new. I don't know that it. I don't know that it included tribal nation lands because they didn't exist. Territory possession, so all of that is relatively new. Okay, this is a big one, and I know you're running out of time, but this is a big one. I don't know that I think we talked about it, but I don't know if we went into detail about it. To prevent conflicts of interest and the influence of private wealth on public office, the president elect, vice president elect, and all heads of executive departments, together with their immediate family members, shall divest all direct and indirect ownership of private businesses, stocks, bonds, and income producing real estate upon certification of candidacy.
So,
The
what does that mean to divest?
hold on. The proceeds from such divestitures shall be converted into U.S. Treasury notes or bonds with a minimum maturity of 10 years, held in a blind trust managed by an independent, nonpartisan fiduciary appointed by a commission established by law. Full financial disclosure, including assets, liabilities, and income sources for the preceding 10 years, shall be filed with the Independent Ethics Office and made publicly available prior to the filing deadline for candidacy. No person shall be considered a qualified candidate for federal office until such disclosure is filed
Dude,
and
I
verified.
love the shit out of that. Like,
Right? So
yeah,
this was the thinking behind this. If you are running for a public office that holds the amount of power that the executive branch holds, and this is not just the
yeah,
president, vice president, this is all heads of executive departments. And there was even a thought to extend this to Congress, to other people as well. All ownership of private businesses, stocks, bonds, income producing real estate, anything that they own that produces income or any ownership in is all converted to treasury notes or bonds. They have
yes.
no ownership of any stock, bonds, and their immediate family. So that includes brothers, sisters, children, like their immediate. I don't know brothers and sisters, immediate family. That needs to be kind of. But
Yeah,
anyways,
because like, what if you're estranged? Like, what? I mean,
I
yeah,
know, I understand.
yeah. So there's edge
There,
cases
there's more
that we
nuance
need to
that needs to
figure
be
out.
done. Yes,
Yeah,
but they should not be able to hold any ownership in any of that stuff. They should not be able to buy stocks. They should not be able to buy any type of bonds in anything. They should not be able to invest in businesses. They should not get any of that stuff. They should not have the ability to, because their positions have the ability to change and affect businesses and
right.
and what work that can be done, especially from the part of governmental contracts. And again, like I said, that's where the executive departments, the heads of the executive departments, most of them have to, they're the ones that dictate sort of the where contracts are being sent out. But I think this needs to be spread out more to where more people have to do this, to where they should not be allowed to do it. All of their money that is invested in anything goes into notes or bonds for a minimum of 10 years. So, hey, guess what? Your money that you had invested in these stocks and everything, you're not going to make any money off it. It goes into treasury bonds. So you tank the economy, if you tank the whatever, and are
Yeah, if you
you
tank
know
the dollar,
then your money goes down too. Your money is directly affected by the
yeah,
prosperous or by the prosperity of our economy and our government,
yeah,
our country. which I think
Yeah,
is appropriate because
I I
if you're
think
gonna
so
be the
too.
ones running it, you should have skin in the game.
Yeah. I the only thing is that people that people that got into the game, into the political game, for the reason of enriching themselves, they're going to find a way around it.
Well,
Like
I understand that this is a step. It's a step.
it is. Well,
It's a step.
and it's. I think it would give people pause.
Well, and that's where the whole other thing of 10 years, preceding ten
Yeah.
years, 10 years before, if you have to show, so I guess the bigger
What
thing is,
what if you made it so you could never invest in the stock market or invest in business again?
I
I
mean, I
mean,
don't have a problem with it.
I don't either because like if you're going to go in like you know if you think about like and I think John Adams had it right. If you think about it from his perspective, it's like you go into public service for for the good of everyone, for the good of the
Correct.
public.
Correct.
And so like why not divest everything that you have and then you can never like you can never invest in anything else ever again. I, like and
I
maybe that doesn't have to
I
maybe that
have,
doesn't have
yeah,
maybe that doesn't have to be a forever law. Maybe it has to be a law for right
like
now because of
like a
where
ten
we're
year
at.
like a 10 year or 20 year hiatus afterwards.
Yeah. Like
Like you can write books,
like
you can sell your books, and you can make money off of your books. You can do all that stuff, but again, this is direct and indirect ownership of private businesses as well. So if you have a business, you got to get rid of it all.
yeah, you
You
got to sell it to
literally,
somebody.
no, but it's divestiture, meaning that you have to remove yourself from it completely. Like
Right.
you have to
Yeah.
take them
No
and all
board
of
of
the money.
directors, no
You have to take all of the money and put it into treasury notes. This isn't a
yeah.
sell and you get the money. This is sell and your money gets held for 10 years.
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
get anything off of it. And and you can't sell it to your, well, I mean, see, and you could do it to your family members, like you could sell it to your uncle, or you could sell it to, see, this is one of those things to where it was like, okay, you have to divest, but then what if you put it in a private trust that you retain control of, that but then you're part of that private trust. See, that's where you get, there's going to be some sort of financial whatever around however this stuff goes, and I don't know enough about what all can be done from that perspective to be able to catch all of those little pieces.
We should have my dad on and have him explain it to us. Because I mean, I know that it's pretty much what he does for a living
Yeah,
is hide money from the government
yeah.
um, to enrich people that are rich already.
Do you think that he would be able to come up with a language that makes sure that there's no loopholes?
Maybe if he was actually invested in the idea of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, like getting him to do that would be like or getting him on board with that would be difficult.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's, as much as I would like to say that this is what we're going to go to, this would be amazing if we could.
Yeah, dude, like this is a huge fucking start
Yeah,
for sure.
no, that I
It's a place to jump off from
exactly
for
that
sure.
in my eyes and my viewpoint, for this to actually be, this would, you would get people that want to do civil service, that want to have, so they would be okay with this.
Yeah,
The people
yeah,
that
and be like,
don't,
yeah, I don't care what I'm gonna do with the the $10,000 that I have in my bank account. Like,
well,
I
I mean, even if you're a private business owner, even if you have your own business and you're like, wait a second, so I have to essentially sell my business, get rid of it all, and then put it all into treasury notes, but I'm still going to make, I'm still going to do this. I get to do my, but if people choose a life of civil service, most of them, I don't know that they're, unless, of course, again, if they've done it to enrich themselves, if they see it as that way, then they're going to have a problem with it, which is what I want. I want those
yeah,
people to have a problem with it. I
yeah,
want people that want to do their civic
yeah,
duty
exactly.
and civil service. I want them in these offices. I don't want the other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so that was a
Yep.
big one. I thought that one was that you would like that one.
Yeah,
But
no.
the cool part is they can't even be a candidate until this happens. So they don't even know if they're going to win. This
Right.
isn't when they
Yeah.
win. This is to
Yeah,
be
I
a
like that.
candidate. They have to do it
Yeah, just to throw your hat in the ring.
just to even get
Yeah.
on the ballot. You got to go through this whole process.
Yep, I
That's
agree.
going to eliminate a lot of people. It's like, what do I got to do? No, I'm not.
No, yeah, no. I'm way too well off. I'm way too comfortable. Like I'm good. Thank you.
Exactly. What I would do this, and then I don't even have it like. And then if I lose, what happens? All your money's in
Yeah.
bonds.
All your money stuck
What?
for 10 years.
I'm
Like,
not doing that.
yeah, like go like, and if you don't like it, go out and make some more.
Exactly. Upon completion of the primary election process, all candidates appearing in the general election ballot shall undergo a comprehensive independent audit of their financial disclosures. Any candidate found to have materially misrepresented their financial status, concealed assets, or failed to comply with divestiture requirements shall be immediately disqualified from the ballot and barred from holding any public office. No person shall be sworn into office until all required divestitures have been completed and certified by the independent fiduciary. So that is just that extra little twist of the knife in there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're
And then their money's still stuck.
yep.
Yeah.
The president, vice president, and civil officers shall be subject to annual independent audits of their financial holdings and trust management. Any violation of this section, including willful concealment of assets, failure to divest, or material misrepresentation, shall result in immediate removal from office, forfeiture of all pension and benefits, and permanent disqualification from holding any public office. Criminal prosecution shall follow in accordance with law. Like, we ain't
that gives
playing.
us some teeth.
We ain't playing.
Mm.
Like forfeiture of all pension and benefits. Like that's big. So section 2, that was a big one because, we want to get the whole money influence and get that out of there. This was sort of the avenue that we were trying to take on that. And I'm sure that anybody that reads that is going to lose their mind.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel.
Yes, and that's how I feel too.
So
money and resources should not be the reason that you are getting into politics.
In the public office, correct. Public office, period.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Section 3, and I know that you're going to turn into a pumpkin here.
Yeah.
We only have 8 sections. I mean, come on, man. Section 3, this is.
Do you want to do something in the middle of the week? Do you have time?
This week's going to be tough, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's do section 3, and then we're done. This is an easy one. This is just.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
President, vice president shall be elected.
Let's get her done.
Yeah, elected by direct popular vote of the citizens of the United States. Electoral college is gone. A method of election, including the use of ranked choice voting or other systems to ensure majority mandate, shall be prescribed by the Election Standard Act established pursuant to Article 1, Section 4. So all voting stuff is all going to be established by Congress. Such act shall explicitly differentiate the election procedures for the president from those for Congress, accounting for the national scope of the executive office. Campaigns for the presidency, this is another one. Campaigns for the presidency shall be funded exclusively through the Public Election Fund. No private donations, corporate contributions, or funds from non-natural persons shall be accepted by any presidential candidate, campaign committee, or public election fund itself. All qualified candidates shall receive equal appropriated funding from the Public Election Fund determined by law to ensure a level playing field. Unused funds shall be returned to the Public Election Fund within 30 days of the conclusion of the campaign. To qualify for public funding, a candidate must demonstrate grassroots support through verified signatures of a minimum number of registered voters distributed across the minimum number of states as determined by the Election Standard Act to reflect the national character of the office. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And then the last one, while the Election Standard Act may provide for public funding assistance for congressional campaigns, the president shall remain the sole federal officers whose campaign is strictly prohibited from accepting any private financial contributions, ensuring the executive is wholly accountable to the public purse and free from private financial influence.
That's huge.
I mean, that's what we want to do, right? We want the person that's executing our laws to not be swayed by money, by who
Yeah.
has the biggest
Or
wallet.
or beholden.
Yep. So I mean, there's a few
Yeah.
things here. Electoral college is gone. It's direct popular vote in the United States, and all this stuff is established in the Election Standard Act. There's the Public Election Fund, which is the only way that the presidents can get funding for the campaign. And obviously, there's the Election Standard Act is going to be, I mean, it's going to have a lot of nuance to it, but I like this one too. Demonstrate grassroots support through verified signatures from a minimum number of registered voters distributed across the minimum number of states as determined by the Election Standard Act.
Yeah. I like it too. I mean, I like the whole thing.
You know, no more. Well, I mean, I guess you could do like the quote unquote the party. The party could go out and get the signatures from whoever they need in the different states to make that happen. But so this is some pretty intense changes here just in section 2 and section 3. Divestiture of all your money, and then election standards, different way to do the elections. I mean, I think that right there is going to help a lot. My personal opinion.
Yeah. I think so too. I don't want to get into it, but as we put more constraints around it, it's just like, okay, well, what are people going to come up with next to get around this? And like, and it just keeps me thinking, like, how are we going to change hearts and minds? Where like, hey, we're all in this together. We're all trying to get ahead. Like, why can't we lift each other up rather than put each other down?
Oh yeah.
Like, and
like it's one of those things. Why does this have to be in here?
Yeah.
Because people are going to try to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Period. That's what people do.
Yeah, but it irritates me that's where people's minds go. I'm like, how do I take advantage of this system? How do I?
By putting a for-profit event on federal land.
Yeah.
That the government
Freedom
doesn't
250. Let's go.
I saw pictures
Let's
or video.
go.
I saw videos of the people that were riding the dirt bikes doing the jumps in front of the White House. Did you see that?
Bro.
Did you,
No,
you
I like
in between the stage that's set up and the White House on the lawn, they're doing dirt bikes and they're practicing for their show on the south lawn of the White House.
Good times. I think that's a good place to stop and just leave it. Like, about how shitty like things have gotten, like something to think about, I guess.
If anybody's wondering what the future looks like, there's this movie.
Idiocracy? Anyone?
I didn't say it.
Yes.
There's a movie that's out.
Yeah. It's been out for a few years.
Just
it was
Bronto.
a joke. It was a joke 20 years ago.
Joke.
But now, not so much.
Not so much a joke.
How far we have fallen.
Anyways, on that note, I think Josh, we will have to do the review of 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of I think section 7 is one of the amendments. This is all about the being unfit for office, and there's some impeachment, there's some pardon stuff here. There's a lot of this stuff. I think Section 4 has a few things, but we got some things in here. But no, I think that this will stop here, and then like I said, I don't know if I can do anything in the middle of the week this week.
Well, we'll talk. Yeah.
All right, we'll
We'll
talk. We'll
figure it
figure it out. If not, we should be back next Sunday. I don't think
Yeah.
the
No, I'm good
21st.
for next Sunday. Yeah.
21st. I don't think I have anything going on. I mean, it is Father's Day next Sunday.
And you are a father at the end of the day. Must be nice.
I might be able to take a couple hours out.
If you can't, I understand.
We'll figure it out.
For
Aren't you going to
for
spend the day
someone
with your dad?
for someone
you
who's
love?
not a father and wants to be one, I get it.
You're not going to spend the day with your dad?
He and I have a very
Complicated. Is your relationship
yes,
stat?
complicated.
Is your
Complicated
relationship status?
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yes,
that your-
yes, we would definitely if we were together like that, it would be it's complicated.
It's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Let's go back here.
Gonna need dad, I guess.
I think we can. It's gonna get real loud. Maybe here for a second.
Okay.
Is that loud? Yeah, it's so loud. Okay, we'll do quiet. There we go. All right. You want to say your goodbyes, Josh?
Yeah, I got this.
Okay. Let's hear it.
It's been real and it's been fun, but not real fun. And everyone, be good to yourselves, treat yourselves well, and make good choices.
He's thinking hard. He's thinking hard about
Yeah.
this. Be kind to yourself and each other. We'll see you all next week. Father's Day. We'll do a Father's Day special of talking about the same thing.
Right.
Right. All right. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.